Racers, Marshall Pruett. We are here day one at Road America, the Sancio Auto Protection Grand Prix of Wisconsin or something like that. Hey, we got a brand new track surface. And as our friend John Ewert from the track told us in a video earlier today, and our friend from Firestone, Kara Kristolik, told us, speed's gonna be what we're talking about. And so far, they have been absolutely correct. Lap record here, Dario Franchitti from about 23 years ago of a 139.8, got down into the low 141s already, nearly 3 seconds faster than last year's pole. So big grip on the track, tires doing their job as well. Who is fastest? Arrow McLaren's Alexander Rossi, who was the guy on the pole last year. So we know Rossi knows his way around here no matter what the track surface happens to be. Great news as well for the somewhat local-ish team, Illinois here, Dale Coyne Racing with HMD Motorsports, David Malukas, P2. Championship leader, 2021 IndyCar champion Alex Palou from Chip Ganassi Racing in P3. So really to get things bunched up in the 141.7 or so lap range here. So impressive to see that. We're gonna speak with Ryan Hunter-Reay here in just a moment, making his debut for Ed Carpenter Racing. Everybody ventured out towards the very end of this 75-minute session, which is really free of any major issues whatsoever. Ventured out towards the end with those faster Firestone alternate tires. Weren't radically faster by any means in the primaries, but everyone did venture out, and we did see that Hunter-Reay ended the session P22, 10th and a half or so, I think, up on his teammate Rinus VeeKay. It was P26. So rebuilding process is starting. By no means are we expecting the team to be rocket fast this weekend, but already they're learning a lot with our man Ryan Hunter-Reay, who had big feedback to give. You could see him gesturing, constantly talking with his race engineer, Ed Carpenter, team owner as well. So this is just about cramming information in here as much as possible. Not a ton other than that to report. We'll be on track early tomorrow morning for free practice 2, get into qualifying mid-afternoon, come back on Sunday and go racing right around a little bit after 12 o'clock here. Let's close on this before we welcome in Ryan Hunter-Reay and pole sitter for round 1 this weekend, Michael D'Orlando in the USF Pro 2000 series. Heavy hearts at Team Penske, that number 12 entry driven by Will Power, Eric Crabtree. Really, really sweet guy. Man of very few words. His refueler on that number 12 car lost his wife Brittany here about a week and a half ago. Completely unexpected. Devastated everybody. Eric's not here this weekend. Her wake, celebration of life, is taking place. They hope to have him back from Mid-Ohio, but someone who's one of those real hearts of the team where, again, not a big, loud person, anything like that, not making jokes all the time, just a really solid person who everybody on the team really, really loves. So crew chief Trevor Lacoste was telling me that they've obviously all rallied around Eric, and Ben Bretzman, race engineer within Team Penske and Scott McLaughlin's car, started a GoFundMe page. They were a 2-income household between Eric and his late wife Brittany, and so far there has been a beautiful response. More than $50,000 raised to help Eric not only with funeral and all those costs, but going from dual income to a single income as well. Nothing but hardship while he is going through the worst fear any of us has of losing our spouse. So if you feel compelled by any means, want to show the page here, the GoFundMe page with Eric and a photo of dear Brittany here, and we'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the comments section here. But just heavy hearts, everyone within the team truly thinking about Eric. This racing thing that we love, it's so important, but our spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, whomever it is that makes it possible for us to be here. It's weekends like this, events like this, when we think about Eric Crabtree, his family, his loss, and you realize that this racing stuff is great and fun. It unites us, but there's also the human element that we simply cannot ignore. So a lot of folks here racing this weekend with him in mind, and if you're able to, maybe a little bit of help will just take a little bit less of the burden away from him. IndyCar Free Practice 1 is done. Who is fastest? A guy you used to know, Alejandro Rossi, pretty darn quick, about 3 seconds or so under his pole time from last year. The thing I mainly want to talk about, though, is this blue drink of America right here, Captain America and Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Hey, how's the Bitcoin?
Hey, buddy.
How's the Bitcoin? He says, number one investor.
The camera.
This guy, can't get him away. First session with Ed Carpenter Racing here, not to be the best driver for free practice 1, but to help them on this journey to get back to pace. Tell me about how things went. All your interactions with the team right after is nothing but hand signals and whatnot, and then we got to let you go and go get weighed.
Yeah, it was a busy session, obviously, you know, kind of learning the track at the same time I'm learning the CCR car, you know, the number 20 Bitnile Chevy. It's just different, you know, and I don't know how much of that to assert to the track and how much of it is to the car, but yeah, the first 3/4 of the session, I was wicked loose, man. You know, I'm trying not to put a wheel wrong, getting back into things after a year and a half out of being out of the car. So, but yeah, once we settled the rear down, I felt at home again, and it was, yeah. We have a lot of work to do tonight. It's definitely not there yet, but it was good to get a session in and just get the rhythm going again.
You're on the same 1/10 of a second as your teammate Rinus VK, so the team as a whole got that work to do. We got to let you go, but want to introduce you quickly to another young American, Michael D'Orlando, our reigning USF 2000 champ, on pole here for USF Pro 2000.
Yeah.
We need to get you two talking.
That's
you can
awesome.
coach him up for the future.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
It's awesome to see. You know, I remember when I was sitting here doing the same thing you are. You know, it absolutely, I'll keep an eye out for you. And anything I can do for you, obviously, this guy's the best to lean on.
Oh,
right about it.
You go so you don't get fined. You go so you don't get fined.
Good luck.
So Michael D'Orlando, one of the things you're doing here on a race weekend is not just trying to be the best you can be in the USF Championships presented by Cooper Tires. You're also here on pit lane looking and observing because IndyCar is where you want to be.
Right.
Getting to meet someone like Ryan Hunter-Reay, getting to know some of how the other teams do things here. Tell us about the educational aspects a couple of years down the road in what you do in a weekend like this.
A lot of it is what you said, a lot more than just hopping in the car and driving. It's working with my team, and then especially if I want to be here, I have to learn how this operates, how drivers like Ryan Hunter-Reay get here, they sit with their team, they perform, and being in situations like this, just from a bystander perspective, or even just from a student perspective, and watching how they do things, and then talking to some teams, hopefully trying to get on a radio for a qualifying session or a race, and understand however all of the process is. A lot of it is, you know, a little eye-opening because it's a lot faster, but it's also a lot more put together than the lower levels. And not that the lower levels aren't, but there's a lot more of a method that goes into it, and it's something that I've been super blessed to be doing a lot more of this season than the last couple because of my championship and success last year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, doing more of this stuff, learning more about IndyCar, and hopefully going to Indy in the next couple of years and work my way up.
I love it. Let's close on this, Michael. So you win the USF 2000 championship, put in great performance and whatnot. Took a little while to get your deal done, to step up to the next tier, take that advancement prize with you, finding additional sponsors. You land with the great Peter Dempsey's team, turn 3. Opening part of the season wasn't everything you'd hoped for, but it seems like things are starting to level up to where you wanted them to be, again, on pole here at Road America. Tell me about how the season's coming along now.
I have had a little brief misfortune throughout the season, and I think now that we're at the halfway point, the speed has always been there. It's just we've figured out ways to bring it home. And especially with Lucas Oil, I was looking forward to that weekend. And you know, I didn't quite have the qualifying pace, maybe a tire issue or something else, but I actually finished. And especially, I could have won at Indy GP for round 1 there as well, but the rain kind of tied into it. But we've always had the pace. That number 1 priority car has been absolutely phenomenal. I feel that we're finally at home. We're finally comfortable, and we got the ball rolling now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do this weekend. We have Quali 2 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and we'll just move from there. But we have a fast car, and we have a good plan.
Anybody who says New York doesn't make fast open wheel drivers, they don't know what they're talking about. This kid's continuing to do big and impressive things. Keep rooting for you. All the kids coming up that USF championship ladder and into Indy NXT as well. Michael D'Orlando, keep your eye on this kid for sure.